what we tell them. But why don't grandchildren fit into this category? I just assumed they would, until very recently, in fact, within the past 2 weeks. I had the opportunity to take a trip with my oldest son and my 4-year-old granddaughter to northern New Mexico from Albuquerque. We went driving along, and it was fine, no problem. If something went wrong, I could turn it over to my son. That's the delegation. And grandparents always get to turn it back over to their children when the grandchild goes wrong, don't they? Well, that's not always the case now. Everything was fine. We were driving along. And as I am wont to do, I quoted a movie. A line from a movie where I quoted Scarlett said, not Scarlett, but to Scarlett, "Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn." I heard this retort from the back. Grandpa said a potty word. Have you tried to explain to a 4-year-old what a quote is? Well, that's what somebody else said. No, Grandpa said it. My son's sitting there. Yes, Grandpa said it. You shouldn't say these things. But it was something that somebody else said. I was just quoting somebody else. Well, Mommy said you shouldn't repeat what other people say if it's bad. I'm stuck. Where do I go from here? Well, my son bailed me out. Or so I thought. Well, let's have some gum, some chewing gum. It's in the glove box there. Go ahead and give me a piece. I took a piece myself and saved the wrapper to wrap up the gum with for Megan when she's finished with hers. So I gave her the gum. She's a 4-year-old. Now there is no way that wrapper would have taken care of the gum that came back from her. She chewed, she slobbered. I thought, fine, I couldn't see her. No problem, whatever. It's coming along. I'm getting some on me. We'll just keep chewing, keep it in your mouth. It's getting on me. So we look around. She has it all down the front of her. I put my hand back there with the wrapper to get the rest of the gum. Well, I got bits and pieces of gum, some of it chewed, but mostly just a handful of slobber. Now, what do you do with that slobber? Well, you try to find something to put it in. You put it in a bag, the trash bag that you brought along. Then you look for a napkin. You take that napkin, you rub it off. Well, what about your granddaughter? You just dab what's little left of the napkin on her. Because there's no napkin left, it was absorbed totally, taking it off your hand. We knew we would have to stop for lunch. We would have to take care of everything. Little did we know how much damage she had done within that car with that one piece of chewing gum. A small, tiny little piece of chewing gum. When we stopped, we looked back. The whole front of her outfit was drenched in drool. Well, we knew we would have to change her. But what we didn't count on was all the drool that was on the car seat beside her. On her booster seat. And on the safety belt. We did get through that. We got through that fine. We took care of it. I thought, well, okay. I've been put down because of some of the problems we have intellectually. Now we've got this emotional that I did not know how to react to in a way that really supported her. So what is next? Well, I was soon to find out. Later that day, we decided we were going to take Megan out on the lake. Now, did we rent a rowboat to row her out there? No. It must have been a canoe. Oh, no. It was a paddle boat. I don't know if you've seen paddle boats or not, but paddle boats have room for 2 people in the front and two little tiny areas in the back. Those areas in the back have about enough room for one of my feet. We had paddled around for a while, and guess who wanted her turn paddling? With her dad. Well, you know where that put me. In the back, trying to figure out how to sit. Cross-legged, sitting up, standing up, however I could do it. And I looked like an absolute idiot till we got back to that shore. What does it demonstrate? Well, we had the emotional breakdown earlier. We had the intellectual breakdown. And now we have the physical breakdown. She had totally brought me down to earth. There was nothing I could do or say that didn't make me look like an idiot for that day in her presence. This is something that can happen to each and every one of us. You think you're up, you think you've got control of your children, just wait for your grandchildren. One day you'll hear those infamous words from the back. Grandpa said a potty